this is a side of level 4 and a side of refereeing that isn't really spoken about because, you deal with it a lot of you on your own.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to another REFSIX weekly vlog. So this week, as I said in the last vlog, I'm off to Alfold this week, which is in the Southern Combination League. The weather has been very, very suspect this week in terms of games were called off Tuesday night. The weather is Wednesday today, and the weather hasn't been great. It doesn't look great for the rest of the week. So we're just going to see what happens. In terms of training, it's going to be all indoors this week, I think. I did the fitness test Monday, took Tuesday off, and I was in the gym today to do back and biceps, shoulders on Thursday, and then a speed session Friday. So I'll go for a normal match day as we normally do, and then we'll just see whatever happens on Saturday happens. So yeah, hopefully we have a game on. I really hope it does. We're supposed to be being assessed, so if it's cancelled, I'll take you through what I plan on doing on the days that are cancelled, because it's not a wasted day. We can still use it, to help us referee, and that's my plan. So hopefully there are a few things in there this week that you can pick up on, and I'll take you through as always what I plan on doing. But yeah, it doesn't look good so far, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll catch you through the week.
Awesome. Okay, so it's Friday now, and I have been to the gym. It's about 5 o'clock in the evening. I've been on the phone with the club secretary for Alfold, and he says the pitch is fine, so we crack on. Luckily today the session was this session here, from the REFSIX fitness archives, so if you want to screenshot that, please do. So I feel good, legs feel good. I obviously haven't packed my bag, haven't done anything. I'm planning on chilling out for tonight as always. So my normal pre-match routine will be, dinner, rest. I sort of stay away from the alcohol on a Friday night, and if I was going to have a celebratory beer, usually on a Saturday evening, I try and stay very much away from the booze on a Friday. Just that's the thing I've done. I've sort of cut that out, and it seemed to work. Obviously try and get an early night in so I can wake up fresh tomorrow. In terms of the week, it's been a bit of a whirlwind week, in terms of, this whole COVID thing has really sort of affected me in terms of my personal life. Obviously, I have a girlfriend in Ireland, and, I haven't seen her for a while, and, it's becoming difficult to see her. So obviously I've had to deal with a few things this week personally, which hasn't put me in the best mindset, but luckily I've sort of managed to shake it off and be ready on the Friday, which is obviously my biggest concern, especially being assessed tomorrow. I needed to go in with a good headspace, and I feel better. Talking to people and talking it out was important for me, because it's been a bit of a rough week in terms of that. Training wise, it's been great. Work wise, it's been good. But just that other side of things, it just seems to be got me a little bit down, maybe Wednesday, Thursday. So it's just about pushing on really now. I feel good at the moment. I've got a clear head. It's been a lot of listening to music, chilling out, gone for a few walks. That seems to have helped me. So tomorrow's obviously looking like it's going to be a nice day. It's a full match day as always, so I plan on taking you through that. So obviously my week's been a bit wild this week. We're getting assessed at Alfold versus Vondinians. Let's get it. See you there. Good morning. So it's match day. It's 9:30 now. I'm going to go through my usual stuff. Not eat breakfast, because I don't do that. I only have one pre-match meal. Have that roughly 12 o'clock. Go for a pre-match walk. I've still got some sweets left over from last week, so I don't have to pick any up this week. The sun is shining, the weather looks good. Obviously, they said the pitch was fine yesterday, so that's great. I've had a good night's sleep, and yeah, ready to attack this and get this show on the road. So yeah, the usual stuff. I need to pack my kit bag, and I think I need to put petrol in my car, so I have to do that in a second. But feeling good, feeling confident, and ready to get out and get this done. So I will catch you guys in a bit. So I am back from my pre-match walk, I'm going to pack my bag up and then have my pre-match meal, so it's all done and I can get changed before having my pre-match meal. So in terms of kit today, it's not really too dissimilar in terms of what I'm bringing. I'll show you what I'm bringing now. Flags, box of tricks as always. This is a long sleeve Under Armour warm-up mid layer, 2 match tops just in case. I've just been in a habit of bringing 2. So the league badge, which is the one I have to wear to start, and just in case anything happens to this one, I'll bring my county badge because I don't have 2 of these. Warm-up top, match socks, under socks because I'm wearing my Nike boots and I prefer having the Nike socks underneath. Under shorts, 2 pairs of shorts and 2 towels. The green one is to help clean my boots and the obviously red one is to help clean me. So overall, still very obviously confident. I will probably go back to the technique I normally do in terms of when cautioning people, obviously get the book out, do it on my watch and then show the card, because at this level that's the procedure they prefer, rather than at the Isthmian League level where, you know, a quick yellow card, get on with the game is more accepted. At this level, it's get the process right. So obviously being assessed today, I won't try any funny business. I'll do what I normally do and, you know, get it done. So I'm going to basically pack all this stuff up. I also forgot to mention I have a gel which is in here, so I'll grab that one and some tablets. So obviously the room is a stay as always. Berry flavour, and it is apple today for the gels and stuff. So my pre-match meal is going to be smoked salmon, bagels and cream cheese, which is obviously very fancy because my grandmother's here. So I'm going to pack all this up, get ready to go. Obviously, a lot of you have mentioned that when I pack my bag, it's very chaotic. Yes, it is, because most of the time I unpack my whole bag when I'm in the changing room. So it's all coming back out anyway. So that's why it's probably a little bit more chaotic than normal. So yeah, let's get this show on the road, people. Okay, so pretty much well done. It was a little bit of pasta and smoked salmon, cream cheese, bagel, but I didn't film any of it because I was in a rush. The time is nearly 10 to 1, so I'm going to go now. And then hopefully I can get there just before 1:45 and watch the end of qualifying for the F1. Hopefully it's on in the bar, just because that's where we'll be anyway. In terms of all seriousness, I'm traveling on my own. So here's my pre-match playlist. It's back to the normal stuff today. None of this Spotify stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going out with the family afterwards, straight after, so I'm going to shout at the ground and basically shoot off. But yeah, hopefully all goes well. I haven't been to Alfold for about maybe 2 years, so this will be a nice new ground to visit. Game number 19, assessment number 9. Let's go get it, people. Okay, so I'm in the car. I've just finished the game. It was 1-1, and I thought I refereed really, really well today, actually. I'm very, very happy with how I refed. There was obviously an assessor there, 2 yellow cards, but I feel like I'm refereeing the best football I've ever refereed. My positioning felt good. My communication and man management with the players felt great again. And that's a real strength at the moment. So I'm on cloud 9 in terms of how I feel, because I wanted to get my post-match thoughts in the car, because the assessor's going to call me tonight at 8 o'clock. So it's obviously 5:30 now, and I wanted to get them out, so that means we can have another conversation later. But I thought I run 12k, so here are my REFSIX stats. I've run 12k, big, pitch was heavy, so I really had to move. Turned down quite a few penalty appeals, but the players respected me and I was right there. And hopefully the assessor picks up on that and, you know, understands that the reason I didn't get so much dissent is because I was on top of them and talking to them. And I feel that really aided me today. I tried to speak less in terms of the steady, because sometimes the ball was just going to the second, or like a man challenging on his own. So I tried to avoid that. But so far, I'm very, very happy with how it went. I've got no complaints. Obviously, we'll see what the assessor says, because it wasn't a very meaty game. but I managed what I managed really well. And both secretaries came up to me and said I've had a really good game. A few comments about the hair, because obviously we've done bandings before with long hair, and they were like, bring it back, which is quite funny. But so far, so good. I'm buzzing. That could be my last game of 2021 in the middle. But we'll have a conversation about that tomorrow, because I don't want to get ahead of myself just yet. So it's 5:30 now. I've got a call with an assessor in 2.5 hours, and then I'm going out for dinner with my mates. And then it's football tomorrow, the F1 tomorrow. So it's great recovery as always. So I'll speak to you guys just after the assessor's called me at 8 o'clock. So I'll speak to you in a bit. Right, so I've just got off the phone with the assessor, and it was positive in terms of, so it's obviously 8:30 now. In terms of squeeze and play, really liked it. Fitness, really liked it. The way I dealt with the players, good rapport. Empathy for an injured player as well. He gave me a credit for, which is solid. And you know, the only thing he picked up on is I spent too much time managing free kicks in and around the halfway line. He said, "You're a good communicator. Use that better." In terms of, instead of managing every free kick around the halfway line, just get out of there. Just be like, yeah, play it. So I was like, so if that's the only thing he's really picked up on, then, you know, I'm happy he set out a solid game. So yeah, very, very positive. I'm very happy with how it went. He said, hopefully to get the report Tuesday. So obviously I'll keep you updated about how that goes. We're supposed to be due our bandings still. Obviously keep banging on about this. But there is a reason, and I will discuss that tomorrow, like I said. So hopefully it all goes well. I'm buzzing again. You know, I feel like I'm refereeing really well at the moment, and that's just sort of a good thing, that people are picking up on that as well. So overall, very happy, and we'll just have to wait for what the assessor says. So yeah, I will speak to you guys tomorrow, probably after football, because I don't have to. It's an early kickoff. So right, I'll speak to you tomorrow. So it's Monday morning, it's Monday afternoon, it's 12 o'clock as always on a Monday. I've done my gym session. I did legs today for the first time in a while, because I feel like I need to improve my speed. So it was a lot of I did squats, plyometrics, box jumps, leg press, hamstring curls, all the usual stuff that you need to do. So in terms of yesterday, the weather was a bit grim. I was a little bit hungover because I went out and had a few drinks with some friends, which is not ideal. Obviously played football 1-2-0, buzzing as always. Still waiting for the assessment, but I'm feeling quite relaxed actually. Like I said, the assessor said I had a good game, solid. I think he said solid game, so I can't imagine it being a bad mark. So realistically, it's just about, you know, continuing the momentum. There's a game that people play as a level 4. Sometimes you come off injured throughout the season. When it comes to the back end of the marks, like to protect your marks, if you will, and I haven't done that, so I've sort of carried on through, which is, you know, good. I'm proud of myself, you know, because whatever happens, and you know, I can say I've given it my all. Obviously, that's me refereeing done now for the rest of the year. I don't have a game next Saturday as it stands. So who knows what I could pick up. But it is a recovery. Well, it was recovery, but I did legs. So no game tomorrow. So hopefully the next time I speak to you, I'll get the assessment through. I might even be at REFSIX HQ because we're in for the rest of the week. So I will speak to you guys when the assessment comes through, and then I suppose we can go through it and have a look. I'm hoping it's in and around 73. Because that's where my average is. We should get our bandings this week as well, so I can talk through them as well. So, you know, the last 2 days have been good, productive in a way. Good to get a leg session done, and yeah, onwards and upwards. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so it's Wednesday now. We've got the assessment through. So what I thought I'd do is talk you through some of the key areas of my assessment, and then the mark about how I feel about it, and obviously what I can improve on. I know what the mark is. I've discussed it with my coach about how to improve and what we can do to go forward. That was obviously my last refereeing game of 2021. So that's me done refereeing wise. So now I'm basically in God's hands in terms of going up but I will discuss that at the end of this because we are expecting an announcement from the FA tomorrow. So obviously I'm getting in the Christmas spirit. We're almost at Christmas now, so happy holidays to everyone. So obviously the attire is great as well. So if we dive into the assessment, most of it in the first 3 sections were great. Lots of positives in terms of above standard expected, and the only outstanding one I got was in the match control, which was looking to play advantage. So if we look down here, we can see that there is a nice big one here, a nice big 8 that is. But obviously if we go through them all, we've got 2.2, which was consistent credible recognition of fouls and offences in this match. Trips were well spotted in the 8th, 12th and 57th minute, as well as punishing holding offences as well in the 35th, 42nd and 68th. At no time did I witness any fouls that went unpunished. So in terms of, looking at this, it's great because he's obviously backed in earlier. He's backed my yellow cards, which is also down 1 as well. And he said I haven't missed anything, which is obviously a Brucey bonus. The second one is demonstrates an appreciation of the importance of player safety, looks to identify and penalise, punish those offences where player danger is threatened, compromised or endangered. He gave me an above standard, and he says the caution to the away 11 in the 87th minute was a good example of this. The home player was making a positive run forward where he was tripped in a reckless manner by the away 11, and the player had total disregard for the home player's safety, and a caution followed was the correct course of action, which is great because I thought throughout the game it was a really well contested game, as I've said, and I didn't get my first caution until roughly 70-ish minutes, so I got 2 quite quickly towards the end of the game. So it's nice that he's recognised that I didn't need to do it, and the ones I got were spot on, nailed on. And then my 8 for the day was looks to apply advantage in accordance of the laws of the game. And he said, your advantage was played very well in this match. In the 13th and the 73rd minute, you correctly pulled back and awarded the foul. And then on the 22nd minute, the home 9 tripped. You let play to continue for a few seconds as they were on the attack. And then because no advantage occurred, you stopped play and awarded the foul. It seemed like a long time for an advantage, but you played, your decision was the correct one. This was very well played. So I know what he's talking about. Basically what happened was he tripped. He looked like he was rolling forward. He took maybe a touch or 2, but he was still going down. He still was off balance. So when he tried to kick the ball, he was still off balance from the tackle. So I pulled it back, and obviously it looks like he's had the advantage, but because he was still stumbling or wasn't on balance because of the tackle, I pulled it back. And this is great. It's something that I worked on a lot last year for my advantage. Obviously this year it's a different, it's not weakness, but development point for me in terms of, like we've discussed before, it's more persistent defenders, but I worked hard on advantage, and it's nice to see I'm reaping the rewards. But obviously with every positive, there is obviously development points, and the first one came in section 5. It was effective, clear, appropriate signals and use of voice of the whistle. He said, in the 42nd minute, the home 8 held his opponent and the offence took place in the centre circle. You managed the free kick from the spot where the incident took place. Why did you stand with the kicker? It could have been better managed if you just awarded the foul, controlled the free kick with your voice and whistle, and you would have been in position for the next play. To be honest, I think that's totally fair. I don't know why I've got into this habit of standing on the free kick. I think it's because a lot of players are like, oh, it's not taking their ref, so if I can control that, then it makes it a lot easier for me to cut that side of the scent out in terms of it's not there, ref, it's not there, sort it out. But the assessor is right. I can just be like, point, there, that's where it is, and run off, because a lot of the time the ball was going into the box. So I was the one holding up play not a lot of the time, but in times like this. So it's nothing major. It's a good point, and especially at the later levels where they're not going to want me to control everything, they are just going to want me to put the ball down and play football. And I can get caught out on this as well in terms of if the ball pings in, then I could be in a little bit of bother. If they want to play quickly, I could get hit, I could be massively out of position. So, you know, this is a great point for me to work on, and me and my coach discussed it, and about how going forward, obviously I haven't got a game for a while, but going forward, just be more aware of that. It's okay to manage the ones where a yellow card is needed, or you know, there are two players coming. It looks like it's going to be a little bit of a massive con or a brawl. That's the ones to be controlling of, but all the other ones where players just want to get on, let them get on with it. So that's obviously great. Obviously it's not ideal because obviously I lost marks, but it's one that is very understandable and totally accepted. And then we have the next one, which came in section 8, which was in the 80th, which was basically the same thing. So he's marked me down in it for 2 things, but that's okay because he obviously gave me marks for squeezing play with my assistant referee, and he marked that me up in about 2 sections. So, you know, what goes around comes around, and it's important for us to realise that what may be a benefit in one thing is a negative in another. And you have to be aware of that. For example, if you get hit by the ball, application of or positioning fitness is going to be poor, but if you restart it right, application of law is going to be, so what, for the same incident you can get a positive and a negative, but they can also cross boxes as well. So for example, sprinting in the 90th minute, that can help positioning and match control because you are there. So it's important to be like, oh, but he's already mentioned it. We have to be ready that sometimes a negative will pop up more than once because it appears in more than one section and it is relevant for more than one section. But similarly, it can happen for positives. So just remember that when going through an assessment. So yeah, that has obviously gone down in management of stoppages, which is fine. But he's obviously picked up on, I was very proactive with going to fouls. There was an injury right after they scored. Basically, the player came in and smashed the post. So it was important for me to go in and attack that straight away and be like, right, get the trainer on. So it made everyone look like he wasn't time wasting or anything like that. So that he said I had good empathy for the game, which was nice. So obviously, drum roll, ooh, and the overall mark was 73.2. So it's actually above my average, which is great. So hopefully it pulls me up a little bit. Like I said, we're expecting an announcement from the FA in and around Thursday about our live bandings. So hopefully I can talk you through that. But that's been the sort of highlights of my assessment. Unfortunately, we didn't get any match footage, and I would have liked to match them up. But obviously, we can't get them every game. And when we do, we'll break them down. But so far, so good. Like I said, I'm really enjoying refereeing at the moment. I don't have a game this weekend, and I don't think I'm going to get one. So it's going to be a nice weekend off for me before the crazy Christmas fixtures, which I'm sure you will hear all about. And I'm sure you have crazy holiday fixtures as well. So for now, that's been John, and I will speak to you guys later on in the vlog. Ciao. So it's Thursday now, and I wanted to come on and talk about the bandings. So like the other side of level 4, really, if you will. So what we do a lot is we deal with, every 3 months, we get a report from the county saying where we are, what position we are in for clubs and what positions we are in for the observers. And this can become quite stressful and strenuous, depending on where you are in the table. So as a level 4 in England, you have to be, I think it's outside of the top 30% people in your county to retain your level 4. And then if you're in the top 10%, I think then you have a chance of going up if your county nominate you. So this year, the FA have announced that the level 4s are going to get their merit tables live for observers. So this is what it looks like for my last 8 weeks. You can see the league average sometimes, but you can see my average there. You can see what position I am. So as of today, I am second in the league table, which is good. It's something, like I've said before, isn't really spoken about. Everyone likes to keep it quite close to their chest, but I think it's good to get it open. Now, the issue with this is that because I'm doing quite well, you're constantly looking at it, and you're not, we're always told to control the controllables, and, I could go from second to 5th without refereeing because people could have a good assessments, and that's that. Or I could go from second to last because I had a poor one. But in terms of going from second to fifth without doing anything, that's quite difficult to take because, you know, we're always told to control the controllables, and now we can see that live. It adds a little different dynamic to the game, really. And obviously we don't get our club marks live, we get them at the end of the season. Especially now for me, makes me quite anxious going into games sometimes because you really don't want to mess up, and you can put a lot of emphasis on the game and a lot of pressure on yourself to perform, especially if there's an assessor there or an observer there. And what I wanted to come on and say is, you know, these numbers don't define. I'm finding it quite difficult I've never been in this position before in terms of second. So I'm finding it quite difficult to manage my own expectations. We've been told mid-season promotions can happen in January. And obviously, you know, I've set myself up for a good season, potentially, if the club's marks, you know, benefit and suit. So this is a side of level 4 and a side of refereeing that isn't really spoken about because, you know, you deal with it a lot of on your own. You can speak to your coach who probably has done it before, but it is a very lonely path with this anxiety that can sort of hold over people, and you get quite nervous, and, you know, you can get quite fixated over this mark, like looking every day, and it can be quite scary. It's quite a daunting thought. But that's honestly where I am at the moment, and I thought, you know, especially a lot of people that watch this are looking to be promoted, and, you know, it's not all sunshines and daisies and just filling out your match return. You have to deal with these added pressures that come from all different scenarios, really, and it's about how you deal with them. And, you know, after about the 5th assessment, I was like, right, I'm having a good season now. Whatever happens, happens. And I've given everything up until now. I don't have a game again until the 27th. But they're 2 lines, so I can't change the refereeing now. I can't affect it. So I'm probably not going to look at the bandings anymore just because I can't control that. And yeah, whatever happens, happens. But it's a conversation that, you know, it's hard to process sometimes. And, you know, we're always open to talk, to help anybody going through this situation. Like, sometimes just talking helps. I've got a good group of friends that are all referees, that we talk about this quite a lot. So we all know roughly how we're doing, and, you know, we discuss this. It's a big waiting game, and it's quite difficult to do. But yeah, other than that, that's been the end of the vlog. Like I said, I don't have a game until the 27th now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start filming roughly the 23rd of December. Take the weekend off, relax, recover. And I'm going to show you how I train in and around Christmas. Because obviously on Christmas Day, I probably won't train. I will enjoy my family time. And then again on the 1st. So I've got a bit of a manic Christmas, but I look forward to it as always. 2 lines, 2 local derbies, which will be lovely. But thanks for watching as always. If you could do me a favour and like the video and subscribe if you're new. Let us know down in the comments what kind of new content you'd like to see. We've got a few new videos coming in soon and that we're excited to show you. But thanks for watching as always. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you at the next REFSIX weekly vlog. See ya.